Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Wednesday, January 11th, 2023. And here's what's happening today in America. Republicans on the march and cameras watching their every move. Ukrainian troops are also on the march, but they're here in America? And which people see their nation getting stronger on the world stage? And Bill will be back with his message of the day. But first, after a week of drama, the Republicans have united together in the House. They agreed to only pass a balanced budget with spending at 2022 levels or less. They agreed to not raise the debt ceiling and also to defund the new 87,000 IRS agents. Also, a Republican from Texas has already filed articles of impeachment against the Homeland Security Secretary for his undermining of the law enforcement activities at our southern border. His willful actions have eroded our immigration system, undermined Border Patrol morale, and jeopardized American national security. The Republicans, they're united moving forward. I mean, it's day 3. We'll see how long it lasts, but now looking back on the speaker vote drama of last week, did you notice how the C-SPAN cameras roamed free during the voting and also in between the voting? So C-SPAN always wants their cameras to be allowed to roam, but normal House rules say that they can only roam during special events like a State of the Union address or a House speaker vote, which usually takes an hour, but it took a week. So the cameras were everywhere, picking up side conversations, and it was great. Well, Matt Gaetz has proposed that C-SPAN cameras be allowed to roam at all times. We'll see if Speaker McCarthy supports that idea. The defense secretary said Ukrainian troops will be in Oklahoma training on our Patriot Air Defense system, which is now their Patriot Air Defense system. We'll be training 100 Ukrainian soldiers. CNN also reports that the U.S. is now offering more offensive weaponry to Ukraine's military. The U.S. has given nearly as much aid to Ukraine as Russia's entire annual military budget. Meanwhile, in our military, the Department of Defense has officially ended their COVID vaccine mandate. Too little, too late. A Navy SEAL friend of mine left the military early because of this mandate. How many good people were purged from our military because of this unnecessary mandate? A new Pew poll, what percentage of Americans believe that our global influence is getting weaker? What do you think? 47%. Only 19% say our influence is getting stronger. That's worse than any other country in the world. The country that sees themselves getting the strongest in the years to come? Number 3, Singapore. Number 2, South Korea. And number 1, Israel. Bill will be back with your message of the day next.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-925-7584 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-925-7584. That's 800-925-7584. What do you have to lose? Call 800-925-7584. Again, 800-925-7584.
Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. President Biden back from Mexico, but CNN reports that during his visit to El Paso, Texas, on the way down there, he avoided actually talking with any of the migrants currently living in that beleaguered city. The White House says Mr. Biden did not have the opportunity, but CNN says that's bull. More than 1,000 undocumented people were in proximity to the president. Now, the hard truth is that Joe Biden interacting with foreign nationals that he is allowing into the USA in violation of federal immigration law would be a very bad look for him. So his handlers kept the president away from the damage he himself is doing. Joe Biden doesn't care about migrants. If he did, he would order discipline and accountability on the southern border. He would also demand what Donald Trump demanded, that the Mexican military stop the undocumented immigrants from crossing the border with Guatemala. Mr. Biden in Mexico City could have easily negotiated that with President Obrador, but he did not, as far as we know. Why? Because he doesn't care. It's hard to believe, I know that, but you don't allow almost 6 million foreign nationals into this country in less than 2 years if you care. You don't. It's impossible. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. If you'd like more honest news analysis, please visit BillO'Reilly.com. You can reach me, Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Bill@BillO'Reilly.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. Let's go to the mail. George says, Joe Biden has the nerve to ask while at the border, if I could wave a magic wand and fix it, what would I do? Maybe he puts it back like he found it. Very astute. All he had to do is go back to the Remain in Mexico policy that Trump had, and all of this chaos would stop. Tony D., College Point, New York. Hey, Bill, the best concession out of Kevin McCarthy was term limits. I believe without term limits, the USA will fall. Term limits aren't going to happen now, but you try to sell it to the American people. That's what you try to do. You have to build up to it, but it's not. Democrats are never going to do that. Now could change. Tim Smith, Arroyo Grande, California. I hope you're not getting inundated with the rain out there. Boy. Bill, been thinking about term limits. The problem is that the bureaucracy has no limits. Take Fauci and the FBI. Being questioned by the Senate, they look at the Senate with defiance and tell them they won't answer the questions because nobody holds them accountable. But term limits would not affect a guy like Tony Fauci, who works for the CDC or the National Institute of Health. That wouldn't affect him. Just elected people. Gary Burke, Aurora, Illinois. Boebert and Gates are rock stars. Nobody remember this? You said, Bill, but folks aren't even following it. They will both get reelected. Boebert and Gates are rock stars in a very, very small sliver of America. Okay? That's all I can tell you. Maybe I'm wrong, but what they did, they will never have the respect of their colleagues in a House, I can tell you that. Ever. In a moment, something you might not know. Inflation at its highest level in 40 years and interest rates are skyrocketing, as you know. Market experts like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, predicting recession. So to protect your future, do what I did. Call the only precious metal dealers I trust, American Hartford Gold. They will show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. You can get started with a short phone call. They will place physical gold and silver right at your door or inside your IRA or 401k. They are the highest rated firm in the country with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and thousands of satisfied clients. Please tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. Don't wait. You can call them now, 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Now, the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 34 years ago today, the President of the United States delivered his final speech from inside the Oval Office. It was the end of the first two-term presidency since Dwight Eisenhower. Here is the story behind Ronald Reagan's farewell address. Elected in 1980, Reagan vowed to restore American greatness. He won his first campaign against Jimmy Carter with an electoral landslide, 489 to 49. Mr. Carter carried just 5 states after presiding over a chaotic economy. 4 years later, Ronald Reagan won by an even larger margin, 525 electoral votes to 13 for Walter Mondale. After 8 years in office, Reagan, known as the Gipper, led the USA out of record high inflation, rebuilt the military, and launched an arms race with the Soviet Union that ultimately bankrupted that country, and communism there collapsed. On July 11, 1989, Reagan delivered his final address to the American people.
If we forget what we did, we won't know who we are. I'm warning of an eradication of the American memory that could result ultimately in an erosion of the American spirit. Let's start with some basics. More attention to American history and a greater emphasis on civic ritual.
He outlined his accomplishments, praised the nation for its hard work, and urged all people to come together in the new decade. He also warned the country of the dangers posed by the looming culture war. Reagan's entire speech lasted 20 minutes. George Bush the elder sworn in 9 days later. And here's something else you might not know. President Reagan's nickname originated long before his career in politics. In 1940, Reagan appeared in a film called All American, playing a football star named George Gipp, who was dying. The athlete urged his college teammates to win a critical game for the Gipper. Back after this. Frustrated at the high price of heating your home this year? You're not the only one looking for ways to save money this winter while staying warm. Now you can do that with the Eden Pure Gen 40 heater. Now I've got my Gen 40 and I move it around the house, and it's made a big difference keeping my rooms warm. This infrared heater is guaranteed to start saving you money on your heating bills as soon as you turn it on. Heats up the room very quickly. Plus, Gen 40 heater owners are reporting massive savings on heating bills, and it's very safe around the pets and kids. Eden Pure is having a hard time even keeping this product in stock because of the astonishing demand. Right now, you can get $50 off the sale price when you use discount code BILL50. Heating bills are only going to get higher. So please go to EdenPureDeals.com, put in discount code BILL50 to get $50 off. That's EdenPureDeals.com, discount code BILL50. Shipping is free. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.